everyone, how are we going this week? This is week 3 of the Christmas in July, and this is my card for today. I don't know if you can see it very well, the light's shining on it. This is beautiful gold foil paper, and it's done on Very Vanilla, and I think it's absolutely stunning. Again, it's a very easy card to make. There is no much layering, only this tiny little bit on the front. Oops, it's not stuck down very well. On the front. So, and we've got a beautiful saying on the inside that says, May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. And you can see it's a nice, really big stamp and these beautiful little whirly bits. So, let's start cracking. We'll show you what we have used to make this card, and then we will get on to making it. Okay, so once again we used our Dashing Deer set for the Happiest of Christmas. This time we also used the dies. We used the Prancing Deer and the 2-corner decorative pieces of die, along with the little flower die. So we used those, and we cut those out all in gold. We also used this set for the May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy, and this filigree, or whatever you want to call it, this little set here, and the die that goes around this, but we're not using that stamp, we're just using the die. We also, let's move those out of the way because we don't need them anymore. We also used for this project this embossing folder, which is called Swirls and Curls. This is just the normal embossing folder. It is really beautiful, as you can see. It's only one of the thin ones, it's not one of the dynamic ones, but it makes a beautiful pattern on the front, which we will see in a moment better. And as you all know, I don't bring my Big Shot into the picture because it's too heavy for me to lift. Okay, and then the last one we're going to use is this is one of the dynamic embossing folders, and you'll notice they're really thick compared to the old ones, and the new ones I don't know what they're like yet, as I haven't had any. This one's called Subtles, and it just looks like funny little lines, and it's really absolutely beautiful. It is subtle. So as I say, again, that's what we're using. We're using soft suede ink. That's all the ink we're going to be using. So let's get on and tell you what we need. Okay, so we need a piece of, I'm using Very Vanilla this time, and I'm using the extra thick Very Vanilla because I'm not putting a lot of layers on. And this piece measures 5 7/8 by 8 1/4, and we're going to score that together in a moment. We're going to need a piece of gold foil sheet that measures 4 7/8 by 2 7/8. As you can see, that's gone through it's subtles. This is what it looks like beforehand, just plain, and then when it's put through the subtles embossing folder, you get that beautiful look on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Alright, so then we need a piece of, another piece of thick Very Vanilla that measures 4 5/8 by 2 5/8, and that's the one that's gone through the swirls. Again, that's a beautiful pattern on there. We need another piece of this gold foil, about 4 inches square, to cut the rest of our pieces out of, which I've actually put that through the subtles folder as well, along with the label punch that cut out. So I just thought that looked gorgeous. The 2-corner ones I just left them so that they're shiny, and same with my little flower. Now I've already punched out and stamped my sentiment for the same reason, because I don't like to bring my Big Shot into the picture. It's just way too heavy, as I said before. So I've already stamped that in advance, and that says the Happiest Christmas Wishes. So and that's why I've told you that we're using soft suede. So for that you need a piece of cardstock that measures probably about 3 inches by about 1.5 inches, just to stamp that out and cut that out. So that's all the pieces we need. Let's pop these all on the side so we don't lose them. And we'll start by scoring our card. Okay, so we're going to pop our card in on the long side, and we're going to score that at 4 1/8 as per. Regular cards for Australian sizing. Okay, so we're going to fold and burnish this one. And as I said before, I do like to burnish nice and hard because I think it leaves a nice crisper edge on that side. So we're going to stamp our inside first so that we can leave that on one side while we're building the rest up. So using our soft suede ink and our big, it's quite a large stamp as you can see. It's on my E-block. So just pop that up onto here. And we're going to stamp that nicely in the middle here. Yeah, that looks gorgeous. And then I'm going to just use my little filigree, or whatever you want to call that little thing, just to put a bit of pattern on the inside of the card. And in the soft suede, it absolutely looks gorgeous. It absolutely looks gorgeous. I think that colour actually goes really well onto the cream, the very vanilla cream card. Okay, so let's pop that out the way again, and let's work on our other pieces. So let's pull them all back into the picture, and we're going to start by cutting this label piece in half lengthwise. So, oops, and I'm going to use my mat here so that I can, oh, that was a brand new one, I'll keep doing that. Put a drop of glue along the edge, and we're going to just lay this on here so that we get just a small edge showing at the top. Okay, and then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other end. So we're going to just put a line of glue and pop this on here so that it sits with just the tiniest bit of gold edge showing. And I think that just looks absolutely gorgeous like that. So we're going to then pop a little bit of glue on the back of our flower, if I can pick him up. And we're just going to pop him on here. Oops, stay. Sounds like I'm telling a dog. And we can pop that on the side to dry. Alright. We're then going to work on our other piece. So we're going to glue our embossed swirls and curls. And I'm going to have to use a fair bit because of the, because of the fact that it's all up and down from that. And we're going to glue that on top of our gold piece with the subtles on it. So let's move that glue out of the way. That's that. Turn that over even for doing the other bit. And that's sitting on there gorgeously. And we're going to put some foam pads on the back of this. I'm going to put quite a few because I don't like things that sag. So I'm being generous with them. And that's sitting there ready. Okay, yuck, I've got sticky fingers now. So let's bring our card back in, and we're going to pop some glue. Got a piece of the piece that fell out. It's supposed to come out. There we go. Pop some glue on the back of these. Now for me, I'm just going to use my snail, wherever I did with that. I'm just going to hold it down and just run a bit of snail on all of this. and then we're going to pop them into the corners of the card. So let's pop this one down. Same. If you're very careful, you're not going to rip it, so if you're a bit rough, then maybe you might want to use a bit of, oh gosh, it's stuck to my finger, a bit of wet glue and a paintbrush. If you're pretty careful, you can get that on nicely like so. So that's going to sit on there beautifully, and I'll just get that bit of paper off my finger. Okay, so then we're going to glue or going to mount this onto the front of the card like so. So we take our foam bits off the, our covers off the backs of our foam bits on the back. And we're going to centre this into the middle of the card so that our corners show up very nicely. Oh, I've got some messages coming through on my phone. And then we're going to do the same again. We're going to use our snail just to on our bouncing reindeer. What have I done with my tweezers? And we're going to mount him onto the front of the card at the angle that you feel suits you. But we need to have him a little bit up because of putting our label on the front. Okay, so that's that there. So let's move that out of the way. And we're going to put one more of these foam pads on this. Only one, and we're going to pop it at the end furthest away from the word, you know, the far end of the word, so the right hand side. And then we're going to put a bit more of our snail on the other end, and we're going to butt that up against, you can feel it when you view it, you can butt it up against that and pop that in there like so. So it just sits on the top really nicely. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put on some of these metallic pearls. I've got the gold one here, and I'm just going to put one in the middle of each of the flowers just to finish the flowers off. So that's the 3 on the front. And how gorgeous does that look? Okay, it's just so stunning, so easy. Again, another quick card. The longest part is actually cutting everything out with the Big Shot and running it through with the embossing folders. So, but to me, it's just a very simple card and just so gorgeous, and the light shines off of it, absolutely beautiful. So that's week 3. I'm not sure if there's 1 or 2 more weeks left in this month. I'm not sure how many Sundays are in. I think there's only 4, so there's 1 more to go. And actually, that is my birthday, the 28th. So that's going to be a card, 1 more card to go, and then we will be on to our August, which will be Father's Day. So as I say, if you would like to purchase any of these products, please give me a call or a PM or an email. You will find all the information at the bottom of the in the columns down the bottom. It will give you all the information you need to contact me, or even if you have a problem. And don't forget, this will go live on my Facebook group as the written tutorial on the same date, which will be the 21st of July. I'm sorry, I'm thinking ahead because I'm actually making this right at the beginning of July. So only because I know I'm going to be busy at the end of the month with my birthday. I'm going out with friends to do a floral course for the day, and then out to dinner obviously as well with my husband. So that's today's card. I hope you like it. Have fun, and as I say, if you want to join my Facebook group, which is Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials, it is a closed group. You do have to ask to join, but I answer you straight away, well, within a day, because of the time difference in the different parts of the world, obviously. But yep, give me a call, stay in touch. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.